We are outside today. Look how beautiful it is out here. It's wonderful. We're out not in the wilderness. We're not in the wilderness. We're just out for a really nice walk today. Rosalie Brown is going to be joining me, and we would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions for Rosalie, just ask, and I'll ask her for you, okay? And with no further ado, we've got Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Tony. Hi, Mia, I believe, as well, is joining. So thanks, guys, for joining. And there's the girl herself. There she is, Rosalie Brown. Yay!
If there's no sunshine, you have to be the sunshine.
I love it. I love it. Has there ever been a day when you haven't had like a billion bottles of energy inside you?
I fake it till I make it. It's like it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's so great to be here.
Yeah, great to be with you. I figured since we're outside, that's so much better. We can kind of go unmasked. We're still, a few feet away from each other, so that's good. Everybody, we're still being very cautious. But I just wanted to hang with Rosalie, and you don't hang with Rosalie at a pastry shop or, getting a milkshake. You hang with Rosalie when you be active. And because Rosalie's all about active, being right? Staying fit.
Yeah, and I think we're realizing more and more and more just how important it is to stay active, stay fit. And with the cooler weather coming, and if many of you have seen me at TSC, I love to share this statistic that we actually move 2,000 to 3,000 less steps every day. As the weather gets colder. 2,000 or 3,000 less steps every day as the weather gets colder.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that adds up to that's 10,000 steps a week. That's a full day of inaction per week.
Right. And it's,
wow.
Movement is medicine. Not only great for our body, but I think as we, we're in such stressful times, we just really don't realize what the next day will hold for us. If we can get in that consistent walk, if we can get in those steps. And I'll tell you, I am not a fan of winter. Not this year. I am going to embrace the cold. And as I'm already in my winter gear and it's only October. But I think we've got to put a positive spin on this and become those winter people and just be prepared. And at Shopping Channel, they're happy to prepare us for the cold with the great, the accessories, the coats, the jackets, the boots.
We have you covered when it comes to winter. That's for sure.
And I think that makes a big, big difference, is having the right gear.
Absolutely. You know what? I have said that for so long on air.
Let's go this way.
Okay. Keeping up with Rosalie Brown. Okay. Okay. Woo. I'm going to try and... puddle.
Oh,
she gave me the puddle side, everybody. Just saying. But no, it's so true. I mean, for years I've said, we live in a country... let's put it this way. If we lived in Australia... Oh, hold on. Tree in front of me. What do I do?
Squat time.
Squats. Okay, let's do squats. Squats under the tree.
And I am happy to get low.
There we go.
And that's the fun advantage to walking outdoors. There's different terrain.
Right.
And so that, just bending and reaching and being aware how our footing is, it just helps us with our strength and agility and balance.
Oh, yay. Because that's important as we get older, isn't it? Balance. It's
so much.
It's so important.
Yes. So again, and I know as it gets slick and icier out, that's when we will rely on our indoor equipment. But let's take advantage right now when we don't have the ice, although it did snow in Montreal.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow, I think it snowed up north too.
Oh, and I think out west has had snow already, so
wow.
Be super, super mindful, be super, super careful, but have it one of the first things that you do is get some movement in.
Yeah.
That's gonna
so
pump
true.
up those endorphins.
I just have to answer. Anne Marie's joined us. All kinds of people have joined us. Cheryl,
like the Anne Marie I know?
Yeah, Anne Marie Sweeney.
Oh,
Wendy, one of our viewers, Wendy, Mary, Steve, all kinds of people.
Oh, yay, welcome. welcome.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us on our afternoon walk.
It's so true. And did say though, Susan, did you wear the right shoes? Okay, hold on. These are the shoes I have on. They're suede. What was I thinking?
These are mine.
Yeah, yours are cute. What are those, cougars?
These are cougar.
Yay, we sell those at work.
Yeah, I love cougar.
Well, you're so right though. I mean, staying active all through the year, in winter included.
Right.
Okay, I have to ask though.
Okay.
When you were growing up, was your family active? Like, were you a super active family? Were you like, was this something that was ingrained in you from the beginning, or?
Well, lucky me, I had that generation where the mom's like, "You're out there until dinner time.
Yeah.
Go."
Yes, that's true.
So we sort of, made our own fun and play, and that's when we were allowed to throw snowballs and play dodgeball.
Right. Hide and seek, kick the
Yeah,
can.
right.
Yeah.
So we were sort of that natural outdoor play. My dad was a construction worker, always showing off his muscles, and always asking us to race.
Oh.
And I remember when I turned 13 and beat my dad in a race. I
Wow.
was so happy. I thought, now what can I get away with? He can't catch me. But my
That's
mom
really cute.
enrolled us. I was lucky enough to go to a school where the arena was right behind the school, so I figure skated a lot as part of the school curriculum.
Okay.
And that's sort of where
That's why you're such a good skater
yeah,
these
that's where
days.
we hung out. I love skating, and then I got to work with the Richmond Hill Skaters as a dryland training coach.
Oh,
For
wow.
many years. Actually worked with Emmanuel Sandu. Do you remember
I do know that
Emmanuel?
name. Why do I know that name?
Because he was one of our up and coming promising male skaters. So I would do the dryland training with a
Wow.
lot of the skaters. And so, yeah, that was a fun part of my career. And it was great because they're so keen, because they're so athletic and they want to win in their sport.
Tree. Hold on. Another tree in the way. Hold on. I'm just going to walk around this one. Well, so you have been kind of physically active. It's been who you are from kind of the get-go, right?
Yes.
It's been ingrained in you.
Yeah, and I did excel at school sports. So, that was handy when you're doing well. You always like to do things, or you'd like to participate in things that you do well at.
Right.
And
right.
so that's one thing that I really am mindful about when I'm programming people. What do you like to do?
Oh.
If you like it, you're going to do it.
You're going to do it. Yes.
Right?
You're going to stick to it.
Yeah, and
right.
that's why when I early on in my career, when I had a gym, I actually had a lot of different toys, like playing with exercise balls, and I know you love the Simply Fit board.
I do.
So just finding that tool that you enjoyed using, definitely, adding music to your workout always makes it super enjoyable. So that was one thing from my childhood experience that I brought into my training experience. If you like it, you will do it.
Yeah, it's so true. Oh, we're going back. Oh, we're going back. Okay, we're going this way.
Because I'm going to take you, because of this pandemic, I've been running outdoor boot camps. And this is one of the parks that I started at. Actually, I started at the GO station and they kicked me out.
Oh,
They're like, "This is private
you
property."
rebel. That's hilarious.
I'm like, well, what happens if I don't listen to you?
Yeah.
So I thought, all right, I'll find a park.
Make
So
the
this
front
was
page of the paper.
Yeah, this is the first park we came to.
Oh,
And
that's so great.
yeah, I'll show you.
Well, I was
there's-
going to ask you, I mean, with the pandemic going on, and like how you've stayed fit, and how, because I know you have a gym, but I mean, for a lot of people, I know you did classes. Are they staying fit, or what would be your suggestions? Let's put it that way
I
for
actually
people.
got to feel more like a regular person, not a trainer.
Tree.
Because when it first started, I wasn't allowed to see clients. I wasn't teaching at the gym. All of a sudden, my schedule stopped, and I had to exercise by myself.
Now you know what it feels
I
like.
know what it feels like. And so, what was great is that we all started going online, but also playing with the different tools. And definitely music is big. You turn on
Yes.
on your favorite tunes, and even studies show you do feel like moving more.
You
when
taught me
music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I'll do that now too. I'll put the music on and I'll intend to work out maybe for half an hour, and it's like, oh, this is so much fun. It's like, okay, 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Right.
Instead of the half hour. So now you've also kind of taught us that...
Let me take the wet side.
Okay, yeah. Okay. There we go. Great. About nutrition, was that always part of your program? I mean, when you first were in school, I know you went to, was it University of Waterloo?
Yes, and I did take a nutrition course there. But when nutrition really became more impactful was as I started to get older. And having those cheat cookies on the weekend were just not disappearing like they used to. And then working for companies where they would hire me for studies and say, okay, Rosalie, we'd like you to take these 20 people for 4 to 6 weeks and test out our diet and exercise program. So I got to look at a lot of diet and exercise programs to see what worked well for people. And I'm so fortunate that I got to see how good or not good programs work. And what I've discovered is, removing sugar, obviously, and I think we're all well aware of that, or minimizing sugar, or just getting, sugar from a few fruit or one fruit. I find as we get older, we have to be, we have to look at fruit like a dessert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
For some of us. Yeah.
Oh, no. I love my bananas.
My husband brought these apples home the other day, and they were like the size of cantaloupe. So I'm like, this is going to be my one apple for the day. But yeah. And then we also know that if you can pair your fruit with some protein, like some nut butter or some nuts. Oh,
yes. I remember you telling me this. Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be a little less impactful on storing fat because it doesn't spike our insulin levels.
Okay, good to know. And, so, as you said, put a little slap of peanut butter on your apple. And
I always like to save that type of food for later on in the day.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes, rather than starting your day off with sugar, keep it at I like it like 4 o'clock when you sort of have that slump.
Okay.
To use it as energy.
Oh, wet. Hold on. Wet. 1 second. Oh. Hello. Hello.
I promise you, after this, it's going to be dry for you.
There we go. Well, it serves me right for wearing suede. I mean, on a day like today. So nutrition. Okay, so nutrition is a huge part of staying healthy. Obviously,
especially I think
keeping your weight.
As we get older, or anyone that has struggled, because we all come from different backgrounds, and being Italian and the high carb pastas all the time. And again, some people tend to be able to handle it better than others. Some people are great at portion control.
Yeah, I'm not good at portion control. No.
That's not
really? That's not you?
Oh, that's why I'm like, I'd rather not have it, or make sure there's just a little bit and I can't have any more. Because if you're going to bring in like a pie, like my husband did the other day, I'm like, you better be eating all that. Because it calls me.
Me too. I wouldn't have thought of that, because I always see you being so disciplined with, like, your little bag of nuts and.
When I can control what's being brought in. So if you're living with someone, have that talk with them that says, I'm trying to make better choices. So my husband, I found him that you can actually buy snack-sized pies.
That's true. Right? I've seen them. Yes.
Yes. So that's where I've encouraged him, because even though he's, many of you that have watched me at TSC know that Rob recently lost 50 pounds.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, how's that going? Well, has he maintained it?
Yeah, and he can cheat.
And he can cheat.
I'm like,
what's with that, eh? What's the what? The heck?
Yeah. And again, that is the benefit to adding muscle to your body.
Right.
And men have that distinct advantage of a lot more muscle load, more testosterone. So they do have that advantage where, and I was just so surprised at how he can add these little cheats in. But for me, I find not so much.
No, well, oops, nearly fell off a bridge. There's an edge there. I nearly went right over. Well, that's interesting, because you're right. I mean, guys seem to be able to have a little bit more leeway in that regard, right? They can lose it quicker, it seems, and that sort of thing too.
Well, it's interesting. One of my best clients is our accountant, who over the phone he saw my husband. They play hockey together, and he's like, "What did you tell Rob to do?" 2 months later, I see my accountant. We had a phone conversation, and he's like, "Yeah, I did." He's like down 40 pounds.
Wow.
He's like, I just did what you told me.
It's so easy. It's so simple. Yeah. Oh, well, good for him, though.
And
that's fantastic.
And one thing I'm suggesting to a lot of people is movement after meals.
Movement after a meal.
Yes.
Okay, so like go for a walk after dinner.
Yes. And what's great about movement after meals is it doesn't have to be hard, heavy, intense, sweaty. You don't have to change into a special exercise gear. Move your body, whether it's sitting on a bike, whether it's going for a stroll, whether it's using your QB.
Okay, that's a great idea.
And they're now recommending it for diabetics because they know it lowers your blood sugar level if you move your body after a meal.
After a meal.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a couple of friends who are diabetic. I'm going to suggest that to them. Justin just said hello, and he said, two of my favorite Canadians. Thank you, Justin.
Hey,
Rosalie got me motivated like you wouldn't believe, he says. So, yeah, because you helped him shed some pounds too, right?
Hey, Justin. Justin interviewed me on his show. And, of course, we talked about diet and exercise. And, Justin, are you going to share how much weight you've lost? I think he said he's down 20 pounds.
Wow, good for him.
Yes.
Wow, what does that do? Okay, let's talk, because now you motivated me about a year and a half ago to lose. I lost 15 pounds, and I've kept most of it off. I've jumped up about 3 pounds during COVID, but I have kept most of it off, and I've been really good with my salads and so forth lately too.
Good.
So, like, what does that do to your body? Like, having an extra 15, 20 pounds on your body. Oh,
Right.
Justin says, just shy of 20, 17 pounds, he said.
Nice, Justin.
Hey,
Yay.
Justin.
And also, my mom.
Yes.
Has started. Now, my mom hasn't always been active. She's never strength trained, even though I've done private videos for her. Bought her the equipment. My sister on board.
Oh, your sister too?
Yes.
I have to get on this side of you because I can't feel my fingers on that hand any longer. There, okay.
Yeah, so my mom's always been active. She golfs almost every day. But this year, because she came home early from Florida, and now she's not going back to Florida. So in April, my mom started doing strength training on the QB with me twice a week.
I've seen her on your feed, yes.
Yeah. So twice a week I do a QB class on Facebook live, so feel free to join me, and it's all seated. Well, my mom's down 20 pounds at 83.
Oh my goodness.
She says her knees are feeling she used to complain about her knees all the time. And I'll tell you, if I didn't see it with my mother, because this was just twice a week, 30 minutes, we added strength training.
What kind of strength training did you add?
On Mondays we did weights.
Okay.
And on Wednesdays we used resistance
Bands, okay.
And so you feel free to join in with us, and they're also on YouTube. I've saved them, and my mom is with me.
Oh, that's so motivating.
And so she's added muscle to her body. She looks like she's aging in reverse, and this is in like 4 or 5 months.
Oh, she's like a Benjamin Button.
Yes.
In 4 or 5 months, she's lost 20 pounds.
Right.
Her knees are better.
And she for the first time, I think at 81, she was put on high blood pressure.
Right.
They're taking her off.
Good for her. See, it's never too late, right? It's never too late.
And these are all, even though she lost the 20 pounds, she's just like, it's not the weight. She goes, I love that my knees don't ache.
Yes.
It really upset her that she had to start taking some medication. So she loves that that's going away. But she goes that she just feels younger, stronger.
Oh.
So there's all these, I always actually the other day I posted about these non-scale victories. Because we tend to look at the scale all the time for success.
Right.
But, if you're feeling more energized, if your aches and pains aren't as bad, if you're able to have the glass half full during this, that's what I think. This is just all about mental. It's like, I can do this. We're going to be fine. I can get outside every day, even though the weather's not great. That's what exercise does for you.
Isn't it true?
Yes.
I mean, so, for those who are wondering, I'm feeling a bit blue. I'm, kind of down. This time in our world is really, causing me to not do very well mentally.
Yes.
Even, would you suggest a walk? Like just walking?
Walking and really watching your sugars.
Okay.
And I discovered that myself. And my girlfriend would always say, "Oh, you're just feeling bad because you feel guilty." And I was like, "No." Like, I was planning my cheat day, or we're going out, and I just thought the next day I just felt moody. And now they're finding that sugar often affects your mood.
Yes.
So
yes.
Be mindful of the sugar that you're taking in your body. Movement to me is magical with the moods. And my son Eric works at CAMH.
He's a psychiatrist, right?
He's a psychiatrist.
Wow.
And he just says to me, "Mom, I'm like a trainer, recommending exercise, good food, movement, proper sleep."
That's interesting, and I think so amazing in a positive way that he and other doctors these days are acknowledging the place of exercise and diet when it comes to mental health for sure, but also physical health. And like when I had my knee surgeries done 4 or 5 years ago,
right.
and I said to the surgeon, because he said, "Well, we're seeing from your x-rays that you have arthritis in both of your knees, right?" And I said, "Okay, what can I do for the rest of my life
right.
that can help curb that getting worse?" And he said, "Keep your weight down and eat healthy."
Yes.
And it wasn't, "Here's a prescription." It wasn't, "Here's more medicine. Come have an injection." It was, "Keep your weight down and eat healthy." Yeah. And that, I was like blown away by that. I mean, in a good way.
Yes. Yes.
So that's really great. Tony says, "Yes, motion is lotion."
Yeah.
That's so true.
So just to stop here for a second, this is where after I got kicked out of the GO station, this is where I would have my clients meet me.
Look how pretty this is.
And we each have our own parking lot. Everybody would bring their own weights, their own exercise mat, and they had their own parking lot space.
That's really a great idea.
To work out in.
Because you're perfectly spaced.
Yeah.
Like that's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good 6 to 8 feet, each one of them.
So if you can, I know we're like, I think we can be mindful and we can be smart. But just like we're doing right now, Susan, is staying a good distance as we're walking.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of the gyms are fighting now to stay open, because I think we can be smart about it. As the dance studios, if you have people registered and coming in on a regular basis for their time.
Right. That makes total sense. But as you said, even if you can get out, as you said, just for a walk every day,
yes.
would be fantastic. So how long were you a personal trainer? You had your own gym,
right?
Before you came to TSC. Just curious.
Well, I graduated in 85, and I started at TSC in 95.
Wow, so 10 years.
Yeah.
This is Rosalie's house?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. It's beautiful though. Yeah, wow, it was somebody's house, obviously.
We would do. So in the morning, just as a sample of what we do.
Okay.
And this is all on YouTube, but any staircase that you have.
So just up, down. Oh, you want me to sing?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't. Stairway to Heaven? I could do that.
A little upbeat music.
Oh.
And so there's your basic steps.
Okay.
Step knees.
So just even one step in your house, even if you have like a bungalow with one step in it somewhere, you can do that. You don't need a big staircase.
No, you don't.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a big fan of using whatever you have. Again, push-ups on your stairs. They're a little bit easier than right down on the floor.
Sure.
Or your plank. You can work your triceps.
Can I remind everybody, Rosalie Brown is 58 years young. She's a grandmother of 2. 3! Oh, that's right, 3!
She finally got baby Elsie.
Baby girl! That's right. A grandmother of 3, 68, 58 years old. And this is what staying active can do for you. It really is the fountain of youth, don't you think?
Oh, so much. And again, like living, now that my mom is forced to be my workout partner. Matter of fact, the other day, my cousin, because we all have Fitbits, she's like, how's it possible that your 83-year-old mother has more steps than you? So, tracking, and that all adds to the fun factor, I think. If you've got other people that you're doing step competitions to, just walking.
Ooh, that's a great idea to keep you motivated, right? Have like a fitness pal and have a little competition.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if that's your personality, if you're a competitive person anyway.
Yeah.
Why not?
We do it with the QB all the time.
Yeah?
So people, matter of fact, every class we have people aim for 3,000 or 4,000 strides, and they're not allowed to stop. I'm like, don't you stop pedaling till you get those strides. But yeah, there's the online community for health and wellness right now is just amazing.
It is. Are you finding, do you think it will be forever changed because of COVID?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, I do. I think a lot of people want to keep walking.
Sure. Rosalie does not, hold on. Look at me, crazy. Rosalie does not like standing still.
No.
So we're going to keep moving. How does it, you look so amazing and I look like I just mopped the floor with my head. Anyway.
Well, it's because I got all this COVID hair.
And that's all your hair.
Yes.
By the way, that is all her hair.
And I just trimmed it yesterday.
I pulled on that hair to make sure it's real, and it is. That's pretty crazy. But so the industry itself, you feel is going to be forever changed because of COVID. In what way do you think?
Well, I've always told my clients, because when people come to see me one-on-one, I would love if they could afford to see me 3-4 times a week, but often it was once a week, or maybe twice a week. So I always told them, when you're not seeing me, we need to figure out what your plan B is. I know you'd like to come every day, but you can't. So I felt like I was kind of preparing my clients anyways for like, what happens when you can't go to the gym? What happens when you can't go see your trainer? And I think now, even myself, because plan A is always working out with a group. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's very motivating.
Yes.
True.
And so now I was going to put pictures of all my clients on pieces of equipment in my gym.
Like they do in the baseball stadiums now?
Yeah. That's what I want in my gym. So I think we're all learning a skill. We're all learning how to take care of ourselves. And it might not be our first choice. And right now, that's why I'm telling people, take advantage that the roads are dry, that you can get outdoors, because soon we are going to be indoors.
Right.
Soon the wind is going to make our face cry. Like it's going to be so cold.
So what would you suggest if we are, stuck indoors for a few months, 4 months, 5 months even? What would you suggest? Is there like a core program, or is there things we should be doing? Are there things that we shouldn't be doing?
Again, staircase, you're going to put on your favorite tunes and step up and down. Whether you're going to, it's nice to have equipment like a treadmill or a QB, something that gets your body moving, because it's movement that's the motivation.
Okay.
If the hardest lift is the lift of your butt off the couch.
That's so true.
Yes.
Why is that?
I know. Once you're sitting there.
Do you ever have, a Rosalie Brown confession. Do you ever have those moments where you're like, I should go work out, but I'm going to watch another episode of something and have some popcorn?
You know what? I know how much it bothers me, and I hate that little voice saying you still need to do that workout.
Right. So very, very rarely, if ever.
Very rare, because I just know that how much. And again, I always tell people to remember how you feel. Like after we've done this walk, just remember how great, even though it's gray and drizzly, it just feels good to be outside.
It does.
So just, remember how great you felt or how happy. Like, give yourself a pat on the back. You did that workout. Hold that in your head, and that helps to motivate you. Another big rule is I always have tights on. So I'm ready for
So you're ready to go all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So just have the outfit on, and then if it hits you at that moment, you can go do it.
Be comfortable. Yeah, and I'm always offering on my fitness Facebook page monthly challenges. This month was a lunge challenge, and for November, the challenge is to get your 10,000 steps in.
Okay. Does that really make a difference?
Yes.
10,000 steps a day? Yeah.
It really, really does. And, there's a lot of, I hate when I see negative. They're like, why do they pick 10,000? That you don't need that many. So let's be above average.
Yeah. Yes,
right?
Exactly. Let's excel. Let's,
yes. And if 10,000 is too much, that's fine. Start with 7. Start with 8.
Right.
You've got all day to get them in.
Well, I've said to friends who say, I don't have an hour to work out. I say, let's say 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, just do something. Right?
Well, I love it. TSC asked me to do those 10-minute workouts.
Yes.
And I can't believe how many people said to me, especially on my pillow workout. Matter of fact, Carol, our host Carol Fish.
Yes.
She's like, that's an amazing ab workout with the pillow. And she goes, I can't believe how great that was in 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, so it can be done.
Yeah, so there's 10-minute bike programs, 10-minute pillow programs. We did 10-minute programs.
And I encourage everybody to go to Rosalie's Instagram and Facebook, because she also posts some really great recipes that are, they're not sugar laden, they're not full of, flour and heavy, but
I keep tweaking. That's my big thing now.
Is it?
The biggest one I did was focaccia bread.
Ooh.
I tweaked that and made it with almond flour rather than regular flour, so it is grain-free.
Uh-huh.
And my Italian friends seem pretty happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to Rosalie Brown's, as you said, Instagram or Facebook and discover that.
Please ask, I'm always saying, ask me for help. Like if there's, say you do have an exercise tool at home, or you don't have an exercise tool at home, or we even did an exercise program done in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you're
alone?
rehabbing.
Sorry.
Or if you're just lying around. You would believe how nice you can work your abs in bed. Your
really?
legs, do hip thrusts in bed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
When I go to bed, it's like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. There's a cat on my head, and I'm done.
Because I had both my hips replaced, right?
Right.
A lot of my rehab was done in bed, so I was just like, wow.
The doctors must have loved you. I mean, you probably were like their who they held up as, this is how a patient should rehab, or this is how.
Yeah, they really. Matter of fact, that's a great point, Susan, because a lot of people aren't compliant.
Right.
And
right.
It makes, and again, it's all about the movement, and it's not about focusing on what we can't do. It's about focusing on what you can do.
Right.
Because we've all had the knee, the ankle, the hip, the shoulder. Even when I have clients that go, I can't come, I've hurt one of my shoulders. I'm like, the rest of your body's fine.
No excuses.
Right? And you can, let that, be nice to that injured part and just do the one arm at a time. You'd be surprised at, and again, I'm constantly being surprised. My mother just surprised me at 83.
That is so cool. Now, was she an active, you said she plays golf.
Yes.
But was she, physically active all of her life? Or?
Well, she likes, she would always join the Zumba classes. She loves to walk. So my mom is still a cardio queen until I said, Mom, we got to do a little bit of weight training. And now she's like, matter of fact, when I had to teach a cardio class for QB and it wasn't our strength class, she's like, oh, come on.
That's very cool. Well, a lot of us are from that generation of cardio, right?
Yes.
It's all about, trampolines and jumping and jumping jacks and all of that sort of thing, which is fine.
Yep.
you need the cardio.
Oh, yes.
But you have taught a lot of us that strength training is really how you're going to reshape your body.
Right, and it's going to help with your metabolism. So, the more muscle you have, the faster you burn off calories. And yeah, feeling strong is such a good feeling.
It is.
And
and with so many of us,
by the way,
yes,
3-pound weights.
3 pound. So it doesn't have to be like 20-pound weights.
As long as you're being challenged, which I ask her at every class, are you ready yet? I'm fine with my 3 pounds. So, and again, I was just shocked because, we read about the research and that muscle knows no age, but to actually experience it with my own mom, and all she did was 2 30-minute classes a week that focused on strength.
Isn't that amazing?
And the big thing is not seeing, like when we would go for walks, she'd be like, oh, my knees. Now she's just like, look at me.
Well, I think for so many of us, I mean, our population is aging,
yeah,
right? Those of us in our 50s and 60s, we've been active, hopefully, all of our lives and or kind of busy all of our lives. We want to stay that way, and it's that feeling of, okay, I want to age well. I always say this to my osteopath, to my Pilates instructor. I'm like, okay, I want to be that 85-year-old that's getting on a plane to go on a trip where she's going like cycling through France. Like that's who we all want to be.
Well, this is my goal, to be able to do an exercise with my granddaughter Elsie, who was just born. So I'm like, okay, I'll give her like 15 years. So in 15 years, I'll be like,
you'll be 73.
I'll be in my 70s.
73. You'll be 73.
Yeah. So
yes.
to be able to do an exercise class or shoot an exercise video with my granddaughter, who, by the way, is olive and dark hair. Because her mom is very blonde.
Very fair.
Yes. And I had a daughter, or I have a daughter that's, as you know, Susan.
Yes.
She could be your daughter. Very blonde.
She's very fair. Yes.
Very fair.
So yay!
So now I have both. I have a blonde and blue-eyed, and I have a olive skin and dark.
How old are all the grandkids now?
Anthony is 6. He'll be 7 in January. James is 4, and Elsie is going to be 5 months soon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you are a very active grandma, right? Like what do you like to be called? Grandma, Gigi?
They used to call me Grandma Muscles.
Grandma Muscles!
And now it's just Grandma.
Oh, that's so great.
I'll tell you, it's my most favorite thing to be. Out of anything that I've done, to play with them. And last week, we were playing on the teeter-totter, and just to be able to chase them down the slides, and just to be able to, bend down and be high
and be able to get back up again. Yes,
and
exactly.
James likes piggybacks. To go, sure, James, hop on.
Aww.
There is no better feeling, and
well, this is it's quality of life, right?
Yeah. It's being an active participant in your own life, rather than sitting on the sidelines watching them play. To be able to be part of their play. It's just the greatest gift.
It truly is, and as we said, just great for them too. To have those memories and that interaction. Just an aside, Anique asked, "What is the brand of the boots you're wearing?" Again, we had them at the beginning, but they're Cougars. I'm just going to take a look. See, they're Cougar boots, and we have sold them at TSC. I know that.
Yeah.
So hopefully over the winter
we'll. My second pair of Cougars. My other ones I love too. So, and then in high school, didn't we all wear the Cougars?
All had the Cougar boots.
Oh, I would love to get another pair of those retro.
We sell them at work.
I know.
you would look like you were in high school again. Yeah. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, it's such an important facet that I don't want to say generations prior to us didn't really focus on, but I think maybe a lot of women of my mother's generation, which is your mother's generation,
yes.
It wasn't really physical fitness. It was like Jack LaLanne.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Jack LaLanne and I can't think of anything else. I mean, it was really
There was dancers or jazzercise with Missy somebody. But I remember Jack LaLanne on television in his one-piece outfit.
I know.
And it's definitely a different time. We are definitely redefining. We're definitely letting people know it's not too late to start. You're never too old to get started. And I think what's it's so exciting as a trainer is that when I work with people and see those incredible changes that can happen, I can't believe I'm seeing my mother look like a younger person in such a short amount of time.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Because this is the message I've received from my parents, and as you know, I'm blessed to have both parents still,
Yes.
in their late 80s, and they both have said to me, I still on the inside feel like I'm 33,
Yes.
but then I look in the mirror, or then I remember, as you said, my knees hurt, or the arthritis in my fingers bothers me. But they said on the inside, I still feel that young. So to be able to have a lifestyle that kind of reinforces that, I guess, is the way to say it.
I read this thing and I just thought that is so true. When you don't have your health, all you dream about is having your health.
Yeah.
When you have your health, you can dream of doing anything.
Oh, I love that.
Right? So we've got to make it a priority. And I think maybe our moms would have felt selfish to spend time. They had such defined roles of what they needed to do. And again, it doesn't take hours. It's like 30 to 40 minutes a day, and you can get so much out of your exercise program. And right now, again, walking is such a great way to get outdoors when the sun's shining, get around.
Yeah.
Help you reduce that tension and stress.
It's a very stressful time.
What's going to happen.
Exactly. But you're so right. And I totally agree with you. I think it is, when I think of my mother, anything that was for herself, she felt a little guilty.
Right.
Because the kids came first and husband came before she did.
Yeah.
And so to be able to do something that was just devoted to her and her alone. Now, of course, thinking about it, I mean, when you do take care of yourself, you are really giving back.
Yes. And I remember telling my kids, let mommy exercise and then mommy can be super mommy. Because you just sort of need that, grounding. So, what do you enjoy doing? Is it the dance? So do you, want to follow? And again, online, just Google Zumba. Or if you can't find what you want, please reach out. I'm happy to find an exercise. Or maybe you have a hula hoop and you want to do some hula hoop fitness. Or, maybe you've got that staircase and you're going to do some stepping up and down a stair. Or maybe you're like, I'm not getting out of bed. I've got the bed workout. So yeah, movement is magical, not only for your body, but your brain.
Oh, well, exactly. And that's, I think, so important, is not only having your physical health, but having your acuity, having that sharpness as you get older. And it's wonderful. I mean, doing things like crossword puzzles and Sudoku, and those are fantastic.
Right.
But what I've read as well is that exercise is paramount. Exercise kind of is the trump card, excuse that word.
Yes.
When it comes to keeping that mental acuity as we get older.
Right.
And that sharpness.
And following along with an exercise program, that challenges our brain too when you're learning a new skill or a new routine.
Yes, because it is something new, right?
Like with QB, and I love that little underdesk elliptical. Just by adding you're cycling, and then to add your upper body doing something different.
Yes.
Like a lot of them commented, wow, that takes a lot of coordination.
Yes. It's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time, right?
But what they love is just like, okay, now I got it. So you learn that skill.
Okay. So, and for everybody who's watching, the QB is available at TSC. It's spelled Cubbii. Is that right? Cubbii. You can find it there.
Oh, and if you don't
water
have a QB,
I'm going to go behind you for a minute.
I welcome everyone to it's a chair workout. And you don't have to have a QB to do it.
Oh.
So you can follow along, and my clients have done it. And I just grab, because on my Monday classes, we sit and do weight training. So if you have weights,
just in a chair.
and if you don't have weights, I'm like, fill up, give me 2 water bottles.
Right.
Soup cans.
I was going to say, yeah, cans of tomatoes.
So every Monday I do a weight training class seated in a chair, and I discovered it's hard.
It's hard?
I have to go with lighter weights sitting down in weight training.
Really? You?
Than standing. I was just like, why is it? I guess
why is
the rest of your body's stationary. I was just like,
oh, I guess, yeah, because you don't have your lower body to help you.
Yeah, so,
Oh.
And then on Wednesdays we use resistance bands, and everyone has a resistance band from some kind of rehab they've done.
Right, exactly.
Or I always go, get an old pair of tights.
Oh, that's a good idea. Old pair of leotards or tights or something.
You can use it.
That's a homemade resistance band.
Yes.
Casey Savage says hi.
Casey!
She joined in. I know she's one of your clients as well.
Oh, and she's amazing. She is so motivated. She gets up at 5, I think, every day to
Oy, yay. Good for you, Casey.
Know,
That's
right?
Amazing.
That's so impressive.
Really. One of our viewers also wanted to ask, hold on, let me find it. Bev, what park is this that we're in?
Oh, this is Phyllis Rawlinson Park.
Phyllis Rawlinson
And this
Park.
was donated to the town of Richmond Hill from Phyllis.
Oh, wow.
And when she passed away, she donated.
She had all this land?
Yes.
And donated.
And so they've made little walkways. There's actually a off-leash dog area for small dogs, medium dogs, large dogs.
Cool.
And like a picnic area. There's no kids swings and stuff, so it's more of like a nature.
Right, kind of a natural kind of walking path area.
Yeah.
Faye dances. Hi, she says she wishes she was
I
walking
love
with
her. I've never met her in real life. But Faye, was it Tiny Talentine?
No, it was it was Santa Claus Parade, and it was Winterio.
I know. I feel like I know you.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh,
hi, Faye.
Hey, Faye.
Oh my gosh, Shona says hi. Shona's joined us as well.
Another grandmother.
I know, little Jane. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? We all started off at TSC as kind of young moms, and now it's grandmothers, and
I know.
Kind of it's the next generation coming along, which is so cool.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and I love that. Many of us are embracing. Don't fall off the edge.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Taking care of ourselves, because when you take care of yourselves, and that's one thing my mom says, I'm so glad you're in shape, Rosalie. You can take care of me. You can take care of others.
Yes.
You can say yes more. So yeah, do yourself a service and start actively moving every day.
Well, and I remember the advice you gave me years ago, and I still think of it to this day. And you always said, plan to work out 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You may get in 3 or 4, but if you plan to work out 3 or 4 days, you'll get 1 or 2.
Right.
And so I plan to work out every day. And so when, if I go to the doctor or something and they ask, do you work out or do you exercise, and say yes, how often? I was like, well, 5 to 6 days a week. And they're like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of become normal now to do that. And
that's what I do. I plan for every day. And last weekend I planned it, and then my son said, would you like to go on a stroll to see Elsie? And I'm like, drop the work. Of course I want to see baby Elsie.
That is so great.
Yeah, move your body every day. When you're sore, move it a little less. Don't go as intense. But our bodies were meant to move. And again, I am happy to guide you or direct you to something that might help you move better.
Exactly. Get in touch with Rosalie. As said, reach out to her her Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Rosalie Brown Fit. And I'm happy to send you diet plans that I give there's no fee.
Yeah, well, as you said, you post all those great, healthy, tasty recipes.
And then I have 200 workouts on my YouTube, and that's all free.
Yeah, exactly.
So fitness doesn't have to be expensive.
Well, and she said now that we're getting into that cocooning season where we aren't going to be going outside as much, we aren't going to be spending as much.
We're going to try, though.
We're going to try. Yeah, absolutely. Try. And as we said, we're Canadians, so dress well and you can do it for sure. Now, before we end, I want to ask you some questions. This is a, oops, where'd you go? There you are. When I did my little one-on-one with Tanya Yanaki, she wrote down all these questions and I stole them from her. So I wanted to ask you these questions. Okay. And this is it's supposed to be a rapid fire, but for me it never is. So, number one, what is your favorite ice cream?
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks?
That's the one with the Reese's Pieces cups inside.
Ooh, that sounds good.
But I always give them to my grandson.
Oh, of course you do. Who wouldn't? The skincare. What skincare did you use today?
Elizabeth Grant.
Yay!
Yeah. I like the E. Elsie, Eric, people in my family.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I like seeing the letter E there.
Isn't it weird? Some of the things we love.
Dr. Perricone and Constance.
Yes.
Foaming facial wash.
I love Constance skincare.
And my very first product I bought at TSC was my Sonic Care toothbrush, and I love it.
Do you? Use it every day? Your dentist must be very happy. Okay, what is your favorite Canadian season?
Summer.
That's an easy one.
The better.
I know. Rosalie is I could be dripping in sweat and you're like, yeah, this is great. She loves it. Do you have any pets?
Yes. Matter of fact, well, we used to breed huskies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, years ago when my kids were little, so they grew up with husky pups, which are so disobedient. And we've had a few cats. We had one cat live 19 years.
Wow.
And our latest cat, how we got him was when my grandson Anthony was born. I turned to my husband and said, I want my own baby. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not done.
I'm done, but I'm not done.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want a baby.
Oh, so my gosh.
So we named it Kitty, Kiddy. So it's my kitty that was actually born on the same day as Anthony, my grandson.
No.
So
that's so cute.
We have a 6-year-old cat.
And is it a he or a she?
It's a she, and she walks with us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Is she a talker? Does she meow a lot?
Not much. She's pretty quiet.
She's pretty
quiet.
quiet.
Like to be touched.
Oh, I have one of those too. I still hug him and kiss him.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Could you sleep in a tent?
No.
No. Oh, you don't want to think about that at all.
I did it once.
And that was enough?
I'm just like, why would you do that?
I'll never forget years ago, Dave said, when I asked him if he liked camping, and he said, absolutely. He said, if you can fit a tent in a Ritz-Carlton suite, I am so there. And I'm like, okay.
Matter of fact, the first time I went camping, it was in Banff. So beautiful place.
Yes.
Got pregnant. And I was just like, can we get a hotel now?
Well, it should have some good memories then.
Yeah.
Okay, which do you prefer, garlic or onions?
Neither. Okay, I will tolerate them, but if I'm asked, it's always like, and I'm Italian. People.
Yeah, what's
weeks,
with that?
And they're like, how can you not cook with onions, or how can you not cook garlic?
Yeah.
I will eat it.
Don't like it.
It's not a favorite.
What do you use in your cooking then?
Actually, I do use a lot of it. Well, because I'm a cheat cooker. Like, I use salsa on that's my
Oh, that's
tomato
right.
sauce.
Yes.
And I know there's onions in there. So if they're hidden, I'm okay.
So neither.
No.
Neither. Who inspires you?
Casey Savage getting up at 5 a.m. She's very inspiring.
Yes.
You know what? All the women, like Jane Fonda, that really redefined the aging process.
Yes.
And at TSC, that's been another gift, is working with so many inspiring women, from the hosts, you guys, and the energy levels that you have. I'm impressed with, like, Denise Austin is in her 60s and some shape, and so is
Christy Brinkley is like 70 or something, isn't she?
Christy Brinkley, I've worked very closely with Christy Brinkley, and what the most amazing thing about Christy, not that she was beautiful, but it was her energy.
Yes.
And like she moved like a younger person. Like same thing with Chuck Norris. It was just their youth and vitality. And Chuck is 80.
Wow.
So they really inspire me to keep the health, keep the
That's
walk the
amazing.
walk, talk the talk, encourage others, so that they realize how good their body was meant to feel. Even when you have parts that aren't working that great.
Right.
'Cause we all have those.
Oh, we have those. Absolutely. Okay. What is something you could eat for a week straight?
Pizza.
Good to know.
Yeah, and I rarely have it because I do the cauliflower pizza crust.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't feel so bad having cauliflower pizza crust.
But you know what? The grain in the pizza crust, the white bread, is really hard on my joints.
Oh, yes.
So it
I find that on my
me.
fingers too.
But I could eat the same food a lot. Like I love leftovers.
I'm going to go over here so I'm not getting people's license plates.
I am leftover queen. Like I never complain about and
I love leftovers.
Yeah, make a ton. So guess what we're eating this week? and chili.
I'm like that too. I could eat the same thing numerous days in a row.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah. And I do eggs every single day.
Protein.
I'm a big egg fan.
That's great. What is your middle name?
Gina.
Is it really?
I was named after both my grandmothers.
Oh.
Rosalie, Gina, Campagna.
Oh, that's a great name. That's a great name.
Now
I
it's
like
Brown.
that. Well, that's a nice name too.
It's easy to remember.
How many hours of sleep do you need a night?
I need more.
More than you used to?
Actually, it bothers me that you think you're eating well, you're exercising, and I'm like, why aren't I sleeping through the night? Why am I waking up? So, but what's interesting is how I got off of that whining was like, oh, look at me, I can still function. Right? You want to aim for that 7-8 hours, but if you get 6, it's like...
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's
like
I wake up in the morning going, oh, I didn't sleep very well. I only really got 6.5 hours sleep. And then I realized, actually, I'm doing okay today. So it's not bad.
Well, I thought this morning, I'm like, oh, I'm going to see Susan. She's going to film this. And I didn't sleep well.
Yeah, because it's like a real in-depth, detective investigation. Okay, last, because we're down to 2 minutes left. What are your top 3 tips for staying young?
Oh, exercise.
Yeah.
Move that body. Remove as much sugar from your diet as possible. And exercise, diet, and I guess it would have to be get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And moisturize.
Be happy. As you said, glass half full, right?
I love that too. If there's no sunshine, be the sunshine.
Yeah.
It's put on that happy face.
Get outside and move your body.
Yeah, movement keeps me happy.
We've been outside for an hour. Yay! Thank you, Rosalie.
Oh, my absolute pleasure.
It's been so great. Thanks so much for staying with me outside.
Loved it.
Rosalie's going to probably stay another hour.
Matter of fact, I was going to have my husband drop me off so I could walk home in 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, I have things to do.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. Well, till next time.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Rosalie.
Reach out, I'm here to help.
Oh, yes. Get in touch with Rosalie. I have no idea what I look like, so I'm going to... Oh, hold on.
Beautiful.